All right, what's going on, everybody? 101 interviews. I'm here with Mr. Durkee from SICK. What's going on, dude?
How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for entertaining my messages in general. I know you're a busy dude and you guys got a lot going on over there, but real quick for the few people or maybe like the YouTube folks and stuff that don't follow Facebook, could you introduce yourself real quick? Let them know who you are.
Yeah. My name is Ryan Durkee. I run SICK, which is we got about 18,000 members on Facebook, and I've been doing cards for maybe 9 years now. Might even be 10. But
Damn.
yeah, I live
All
in
right.
Massachusetts. I'm a Boston homer, if you will. So if we get into anything, I'll be very, very homerist.
That's all right though. You follow Boston Card Hunter?
I do. I do. I
Yeah,
think it's hilarious.
he's funny. I go back and forth with him sometimes, but in a good way. Like, hopefully he thinks that, because I do like what he's doing, but I'm a little jealous of him. But all the New England guys, all the Boston area, I know you guys have a great card market, great sports market in general, but like it just seems like you guys are always kind of at the pinnacle also in like the content for the card space, at least with the guys I follow. So I mean, I guess it's maybe I need to move there or some shit.
I mean, I don't follow a ton, but what I do, he basically reminds me of the scammers page, but just live. Like it's instead of
Yeah.
being in print, it's all on video now. But my favorite part about him is his whatnot overcharge thing. I'll watch I'll watch a million of those videos a day. They're great.
Yeah, I agree. That shit's dope, and whatnot can be the best form of entertainment in general. But
Oh, it's great.
all right, so let's jump into this. You are a veteran card guy. I've watched interviews with you before, Ball Card, and then was it Czar,
Yep.
different
Yep.
ones.
Luke.
So great interviews, by the way. Those dudes are awesome. When you're looking at the card market, the sports card market right now,
Yeah.
what do you think most people, whether they're inside or outside, are getting wrong about that market?
When to take the loss and when to take the profit. Because
Hmm.
I think the common thing that everyone believes is they have the best card and their card's only going to go up. And never know when to take the W and move on or when to just take the loss and reinvest. I think it's
That
one of the
make
biggest things that people miss.
so. Are you? Are you a big? I guess you would not be a big hold guy. Are you more of a I'm gonna get it and get rid of it?
I quick flip everything minus Tom Brady, and that is just going back to Homer. That's the only thing. But everything else is in and out, and just move on. I mean, there are certain cards where you'll hold it for like you might want to buy a football card now and hold it till August, but come before the season starts, you want to get rid of it because everything goes down as soon as week one starts.
Fair. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Unless somebody gets hot. Do you think? Do you think the hobby's healthy? Right now.
I think the money in the hobby is healthy. I
Okay.
think there is a lot of danger in the hobby as a whole with the manipulation of comps. If you were to teach a new person the hobby right now, I think they can get manipulated very easily as far as what's real and what's not real. And I think that's a dangerous game for people that are new into the hobby.
All right. Well, let's pretend I'm new then. So I'm a guy who just was taught about, let's say, Card Ladder. So I
Sure.
I, I buy the app. I'm paying $20 a month or whatever it is. When you say manipulated comps, like what are we talking about?
So I would say if you look at we'll take Drake May just for an example. This past year, Drake May's market from September 2025 to February 2026 went straight like this, or like that. Sorry, straight up. There was a reason for that. Just he came out and what did we go 13-4? I think is what we finished. Whatever deep playoff run, whatever. It made sense. You look at some of the cards now, even the Jordan market, even some of the rare Kobe's they jump 20, 30, 40% overnight. And the question is always, why? What's going on? And some of it's valid. I believe some of it, but I also Cosmic, he came out recently with a video that I've talked about with my Aslan before. Perfect example. You buy a card for 10 grand. Let's just say it. You're underwater on that card right now. How are you going to get out of that card without taking the loss? Hey Joey, hey Steve, I'm going to run this card on Fanatics or whoever. Bid it up to 20 grand. I'll pay you back every dime that you got. So I'll pay the 20 grand, whatever, and I'll give you back, or you give me back all of my money plus the 10% that they get paid. Well, now you're into that card for $11,000, whatever it may be, and you got a fat $20,000 comp to go off of. You're going to
Mm,
find a sucker that's going to take that card at 20 grand.
for
So now
sure.
you just made six, seven, $8,000, whatever you leave on it. And I think there's a lot of that going on in the higher end market, which is why I don't touch it a ton. I think it's a very dangerous market at the moment.
Do do you think that it's always been like that, or do you think like with the new influx of like your investor class folks, the guys that we typically wouldn't see, but now or Kevin O'Leary or whatever his name is, these kind of dudes. I'm not saying him, but just with those types, the Wall Streetish types, the investors, the brokers, are we seeing it? Do you think we would see it more because of that, or has it always been?
No, I don't even think it has anything to do with them because, in my opinion, somebody like in Kevin O'Leary or whoever, they're buying that card to put it in a closet for the next 15 years. I think there are so many, I'll just say it, fraudulent rich people in this hobby that are afraid to take a loss and they can't afford to lose money on a card, that they'll go to desperate measures to make sure that they don't, because they owe whoever their backer is or whoever is in the card with them money.
Damn, that's terrifying. And it makes sense. I mean, I know we've seen supposed shill bids and stuff. It's just it seems like it's so like how do you even prove? There's got to be a way to prove it, right? Like there's got to be some sort of
We were just talking
programmers.
about it, actually. We were just talking about Boston Card Hunter. He just came out with 3 videos of a kid on Whatnot, I don't have a card near me, showing a card, and then his right hand moves off the screen, and you can't hear it, but the same guy is bidding as soon as his hand moves off the screen. He's basically bidding on his own cards.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that the other day. That's right. It sucks, man. It just it makes it so greasy. I guess. So that's with the high end. Do you think that's happening with their $100, $200 cards?
No, no, no. That's why, for me personally, that's why I try to stay under that, like not under 100, but like under 2,000, because the reward is more consistent and it's
Mhm.
safer compared
Right.
to getting up. Now, the reward on higher end cards is much bigger, but I think you either need to get really lucky or you got to mess with the market. And I don't want to do the latter. I'd
Fair.
love to get lucky, but I think the consistent market is in that under, we'll call it 5 grand cards, where you can see the trends and you can play it safe and know who to buy, what to buy, when to buy,
Right on.
and do well
Right on. Do you are you strict? You're full time cards, right?
all the time.
Full time. So are you more of a internet Facebook, or I mean, do you set up at shows? I know you do what
Yep.
you have a whatnot stream.
So I try to do, that's probably my biggest flaws. I try to do all of them.
Mm,
So I do shows like we're probably we're doing 6 shows out of the next 7 weeks. The only week we're taking off is my birthday. But we're doing Mohegan next week. We have a big show coming up here, a 1,000 table show, and then we get in July, and then soon it's a national. So I'll do the shows, the Facebook, the whatnot, eBay. I try to do it all, which is fun, but it's also there's not enough hours in a day to try to get them all done. So one lacks, one picks up, one drops a little bit more. Just it goes in waves.
I get it. I get it. When you're on whatnot, what kind of let me. So I see some of the lines you guys do in sick. I would say bigger cards. It to me.
Yeah.
You uh like you said, like the 5,000 and down, but rarely I see any $50 cards or anything like that. What kind of cards are you doing on whatnot?
Under 30 for the most part.
Under $30 cards?
Yep.
How come?
I hate the larger what hate and jealous, you can call it both. But again, going back to things being manipulated is with how the hobby is today. If you or I both go to a show tomorrow and we buy a case set, you're probably going to be able to buy that case set anywhere from realistically 80% is probably your best deal. Your highest is obviously 100%. But then when you want to go sell it, you're probably going to get in that 90 to 103% range as far as your return goes.
Mhm.
what's the point of lining the card at that point? But also, what's the point of selling on whatnot? Because now you need to sell that card for 112% before you're going to match what you got from a repacker.
For sure.
Um, so it's like, why would I mess around with it when you can go to a show and buy those $1 to $50 cards for sometimes 50 cents on the dollar
Mm.
and actually make money and not
Yep.
have to scream and yell and act like a dickhead?
Are you kidding me, chat? Are you
Exactly.
kidding
Chat
me? We
bid,
should be
bid,
way
bid.
higher.
Exactly.
I did whatnot for a little bit, dude. You shared that video in your room with when I was interviewing Darren Anderson from Enigma Trading Company, and they were talking about they tried to get allocation from Tops and they got laughed at.
Yep.
Um, but so those guys have a repack company. They've been doing it for a long time. They would sell to a bunch of bigger breakers on Facebook, and then they got verified for whatnot, and they started doing that route. But before you needed all that, this was I got verified to sell. I started selling when the National was in Cleveland because I got onboarded there. Um,
That was
so a
18.
couple years ago, um, and I would run repacks, and oh god, man, like I did really well, but I just couldn't sit there for hours, man. It
Oh,
killed me.
filling them. Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
I tried, I do, random teams or divisional, whatever. I just tried different things, but it was too much. So that's why I moved back to Facebook with it. But fuck, man, that some of the whatnot dudes, like they would no bullshit. I know cats that would fight for 4 boxes of optic at Target so they could stream and do breaks for that. And I'm like, dude, this could not be worth it. Like, what are we doing here? So I don't know.
Scared.
Fucking whatnot. But anyway, so sorry, little tangent. Yeah,
No.
I fucking whatnot. But
Trust me, I get on there too, and I'll look at a card and it'll sell for this, and I'll run. I'll be like, how can I get there? Like, I don't want to, without being a douche. How do I get to that number?
yeah, well, I don't think you can without being a douche, or at least maybe not a douche, but like heartless, like just completely like,
That's a much better term.
yeah, like I
They're
don't
probably
want
great
to,
guys.
probably not, but maybe a couple of them. I met a couple of them at a couple different shows before, and most of them were okay, but when you're in public, I mean, I don't know what they're really like. Some of them are, anyways, whatever. What was I going to ask you? So we're talking about buying, and comps and stuff. So when it comes to buying cards, as far as a buyer goes, like what kind of buyer is winning right now? Like the guy who will go to a card show and like haggle for one card, or the guys that are buying repacks and have built huge relationships. Like who's killing it?
I this is a cop out. I think if you have a lane, everyone.
Hmm.
Uh, if you're, and I'm not like I made this post, but I'm going to use Chris C. Chin. If you listen to this, I love him. He is so consistent as far as what he buys and who he sells to. It's highly impressive, and I've made fun of him a million times on there because in the room, because I was not jealous of it, but it was just, hey, I want to spend $100,000. But every time he spends that, he's making his 6, 7, 8%. It's
Hmm.
great. You get to the next guy who wants to go buy one card, you gotta have an outlet for it, and if you don't, like, you need to cater to your audience as far as when you're buying cards. So if you have your reliable source where you can sell cards to, just stay in that lane. I think that's what gets some people in trouble is they see what somebody else is doing, and they try to copy it, but they don't realize they don't have that same network,
For
and they
sure.
end up getting stuck with the card. 'Cause you might have a card, and I might have the same card, but if we both post it or we both try to sell it, we have different audiences who's actually going to see it. You might have a bigger reach than I do. I might have a bigger reach than you. The next time I might have a smaller one. And, it's Facebook. So, like, some people like more people than others. So, who knows
Yeah.
who posts they're going to see? They might be blocked. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the same as a flash.
Yep.
I
Yep.
wanted to do a flash where it was going to be my card and the card owner was going to be anonymous. And all the dudes were like, you can't do that, man. It's going to flop. And I'm like, maybe I just want to run a test because if it's a good card, we're going to see, do people really want this? Or are we just going off of the name, because I could run a lunch flash, a $300, Tyreek Hill downtown or something, and it would do 7 or 800 because
Sure.
people, because who somebody anybody could. I could, somebody who has a following will. Perfect example. One drop could, drop that and it's going to crush.
Sure.
What would that card do that anonymously? Probably not, but I still wanted to try it. But so you're dead on, dude. I don't know.
I think in a flash, personally, I would hope the person running it, even I mean, a lot of the ones that we even run, you know who's running it for, but it's more the item that you're running. Our problem that I've noticed with Flash is that people try to flash dog shit. Like, if you're gonna flash a good card, it should do well, no matter what. Because if it's a card that people want, like you use it downtown, everyone wants it downtown because they're more liquid than water right now. But
Yep.
if you try to flash I don't know, a Drake May orange disco number to 249, well, it's probably not going to do well because Drake May hasn't done anything great in 4 months. He's not even played football. Like the last football game he watched, he sucked.
Yeah.
So it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I want to say you're right, man. I want to say you're right. I don't know. And that's why I wanted to try it. Like, to take a loss on
I
the
would
small
love to
card.
watch it. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would. I mean, maybe I'll do it. But the guys, they told me absolutely not. Whatever. I don't know, man. I did a couple videos about kind of about that, like just the idea of support and I get it. You have to give to get. Completely understand that, but in the same sense, at like some point, we're just it's like this hamster wheel where I'm just I spend all day sourcing so I can line it or flash it so I can support so somebody will support me back. And it just seemed ridiculous to me I was like, fuck this. This is dumb. But
I
uh,
don't think you're alone in that. There's a
yeah.
lot of people that give, quote unquote, give up because they don't get the support back, which is, I mean, I've always run sick as a like, I don't require it as far as like, I don't monitor what you spend versus what you line because I'm a firm believer in that if you have cards that people want, they're going to fill. That's how I've always been with cards. Just because I think, especially with the gambling aspect in joining lines and stuff like that, you get the buyback crowd, but then you also get people that like the card. And
Mhm.
if it's not a good enough card to where you can get the combined mix, there could be a reason why. Like
I I might have to come hang out and sick a little more.
sure.
Because I'm a big believer in that as well. I don't know. I and maybe it's the level of cards and the level of players. So I'm not trying to downplay the collective. There's some bigger names that play elsewhere. But
Oh, there's definitely a lot of crossover.
yeah, yeah, without a
Hmm.
doubt. But also there's a lot of newer guys that came over from whatnot or checking it out or their buddy told them. And they're I don't want to say lower end cards. It sounds so bad. That's not what I mean. But I wonder how much of that, has an effect. Like, they're trying to line a Brees Hall numbered card. Like, who the fuck wants Brees Hall?
Oh, that's
And they're
exactly it. No one that's not going to fill in the busiest of busiest rooms.
right.
But
And
if it's a number Luka Doncic, it's going to fill.
yeah, without a doubt.
Or
Well, so I guess you said something about flashes. What do you think is a good flash card? Like, what constitutes a a chase, if you will, on our end?
I think in this current market, just especially with the NBA just ending, anything go Brady, Jordan, Kobe. Um, I think once football season starts, whoever the hot player of the week is type thing, because
Yeah.
the whole card game is based on hype. So if like perfect example, if you wanted to flash a Justin Gaethje card right now, just going completely UFC off the realm, he's going to do well. Memorial Day, Pat Tillman. You
All day.
know, hate to talk about it, but when Kobe passed away, Kobe's day, what is it, February 8th, 2/8, right? I'm probably gonna get canceled on
My
I
son would
forget.
know.
I think it's 2/8. I could be wrong. Sorry if I am. Or 3/8, whatever. And the date that he passed away, you have the hype around there. But with the market right now, or the market 2 weeks ago, Wemby was great. You flash a Wemby today, you're probably gonna get absolutely fucked because he didn't deliver, and that's the name of the game.
Right.
Um, but I think if you go 86 Fleer Jordan, even you go a PSA 1, even you went altered, still gonna do well.
Yeah.
You know, any Brady rookie, a Bowman Chrome, a Bowman Paper, a Kobe Finest, or I mean, not Finest, a Kobe Fleer rookie, they're always gonna do well. In SICK, our big thing right now is Pokemon. That's one of the that I think is where the market has shifted to, especially for SICK, and Pokemon Wax does really well. And
Yes.
we've done like 4 flashes of Pokemon Wax. And actually, go back to your point, I didn't own 2 of them. Nobody knows who owned them. Well, I do, but the room had no idea who owned either with the lots, and those did really well. But
That's awesome.
I think Pokemon Wax does well. Everything else, I don't know. We'll see. But come October, whoever's in the World Series.
For sure. Do you think do you guys run like a is there a certain minimum for flashes, like the card has to be worth X amount?
No, it's also one of those things. What's the point of a flash if it's a $300 card?
Yeah.
You want probably want to have it in the, I'd say, above 500. But there's also my friend Mike, one of my good buddies. He is perfect. Like, for many other reasons, we're good friends. But one of the things, the reason why I love going to a show with him is he can pick out a cool card, and it might be a $300 card, but it looks way more expensive than what it actually is, and people want it. So as long as there's an eye appeal and there's something unique about the card, I think that's what'll help a flash versus it being the most expensive card. Like, there needs to be a want and a reason why people want the card to get you or anybody else to want to spend 5, 10, 15, whatever bucks there is to spend money on it. You can go buy a million Prism base cards, but you don't see. Actually, we just did it. The Aaron Hernandez rookie. I don't know if you
Oh,
saw it. His contenders rookie auto is a PSA 10. When's the last time you seen that card? It's a
y
500, or I think it was a $600 card, but it did well.
yeah, that would for sure. Damn, I don't know if I've ever man, I don't ever remember seeing one in the wild or I didn't pay attention to it. When I go to card shows, I like to go by myself. Like a lot of times buddies want to go with me and shit, but I'm like, look, man, I'm like locked in trying to look
Right.
for that kind of shit, you know?
Yep, yep.
I,
Oh,
I've been searching for Benito Santiago, a certain one, and I don't know which one. He's a catcher for the Padres. I grew up there. I don't know what it is, but I'll know it when I see it. And
correct.
here I am in the Cleveland area trying to find it. But it's just kind of like, I don't know, like my autism completely kicks in and I'm like able to, slow it all down and shit. Anyways, whatever. Fucking, I don't know. I dig it. I just, flashes are a trip, man. Like I go back and forth, are they good? Are they bad? Everything's good for the hobby, in my opinion, until it becomes bad for somebody. Um,
Well, that's why we stopped them. That's
it,
why we stopped doing them, because when they first started, we were doing 21 a week. We were doing 3 a night, 7 days a week, and every one of them was getting, if not 200%, probably at a minimum 150% of value. And then, I mean, I copied it from another room, but
mhm,
then with SICK having the members that we do, they started branching off and they started being almost every night in every room. And there's a ton of crossover with members and rooms. How much
yeah,
money do you actually have to spend where you pretty much know you're going to lose every flashline you join, but you get lucky once or twice and it pays for it. But you got to dump in $5 times, we'll just say $50, find 10 different flashlines a night. It's hard.
yeah, it's a lot of money, and
Yeah.
then those guys that play a lot, they want to get flashed. I was on our schedule team, because we would run 2 a night. We do like a 8 o'clock and a 9 o'clock ish.
Yep.
We do a lunch and a late night. So typically we're running 4 a day. Um, and I'm trying to I'd have people just hit me up with their flashcards, and then I'm trying to, all right, how much are they playing? Because it is built for the way it was in there off of a support system. So like,
Got it.
are you active in the room? And fuck, that was a nightmare, man. And then in the meantime, I'd get this like a Pat Tillman card, and I'm like, hey, we should flash this one. Well, nobody knows who he is. I said, I know, but like, it's fucking a
Everyone
fucking
knows who Pat Tillman is.
a dime Tillman. Like, are you kidding me? Come on.
Yep.
And So it's, it's a nightmare, but,
When
something that
we did them on the vote system. You had
that's
I would make a post at 8 in the morning, and whoever, you could go in and you could post your photo and people would vote on it, and we would do the top 3 a night. But
well, that's dope.
what was going on was that I'm not gonna call anybody out, we'll just say I'll pick on my wife. My wife, Rachel, says, "Hey, I want to flash on this card." Whatever. She posts the card, but then she's messaging her 17 friends at her hair salon saying, "Hey, go like this." So that card would win, and then we'd go to flash it, and Betty, Susie, and Diana that liked the post and wanted it to get flashed are nowhere to be found, and
Right.
the card gets smoked. And
Yep,
they're mad at me as the host. I'm like, I'm not the one that cheated to get the votes. Like, this is why we do it this way
for sure.
so you to know who wants the damn card.
Yep, that Yoshi just said that in the interview. He's like, "You can fake the votes, but you can't fake the, the claims." So,
Exactly. The-
until yeah, fuck, whatever. So, I don't even wanna get into that horse shit, stupid Facebook rooms. What something I've always noticed about Sick, and, uh, I don't I don't know if I've ever maybe one line ever in Sick, maybe, same I don't play a lot in the big rooms once in a while, and there is no reason for that, other than I just I don't know why. I have
sure.
no real reason. But either way, what I noticed, Sick is massive, like a bazillion people, but it doesn't feel like it's constantly chasing what every other room is doing. How do you keep it? How do you guys keep it that way? Because I know, like if XYZ room starts doing this and it's really dope, and then PPP room starts doing it, and 123 room starts doing it. Now everybody expects it. Like that's you know, how are you not afraid you're going to get left behind or just get ditched? You know what I mean?
In a non douchebag type answer, I don't really care. And when I say that, I do care, but I don't. I've been watching these rooms for 8 years, and I can, with I believe about 95% confidence, say six the longest standing, like has been running the longest. There's been a ton of pop up rooms that come and go,
Yeah.
and it's fads. New thing pops up, people like it, and then eventually they find out that they're actually getting screwed, and it fades away, or it's just not sustainable. I would rather keep it simple, stupid, if you will, and just, all right, here it goes. Like, keep it moving. You
Oh
know
yeah.
what you're going to get. And, I'm not saying we're the most active room in the world, but we have a good group of guys that keep it active. And I know they're very loyal to me and to the room and to each other. So together, it keeps going. And then you get every new players like every few weeks or whatever, and
Mhm.
they'll have their try, they'll do their thing. Some stick, some don't like it, and they move on. But it's just I used to try to I don't want to say like be the coolest, most unique room, but it's all fad. It's doing the exact same thing, but just putting a different label on it.
Sure.
And I don't it's not worth my time anymore.
Hell yeah. No, that's dude. That's like I mean, I watch. I probably get a message every other day, from a new guy. Hey, come help me out with my room, and I'm like, dude, you don't want my help. Like, you want to talk to one of these guys that have run a successful room for a while, but like, so you guys have that built that like sick room culture. That sounds crazy. But just we're gonna be there. This ain't no fucking circus. Sorry for my language. What else has like helps to build that? Like, is it like strict rules? Are you guys like big on like uh vetting? Like, what do you think it is that like kind of keeps everything in line? Because what I'm getting at, what is in my head is like the last few months, we've seen a lot of bigger players turn bad, right? And then every room's gonna have a scam here and there, some shit like
Yeah.
that. But like some rooms seem to have it every fucking week. I I don't know.
We do a lot of vetting. It's not even We did do a lot of vetting when Onar was doing a lot of it.
Hmm,
Now, not that we don't want new members, because we approve, 15 of them a week or whatever it may be, but the guys that are in the room every day and on the team, not that they're monitoring it daily, but they're at the point where they know if there's an issue, not to hold on to it, not to like keep it to yourself. Let one of us know sooner rather than later so we can just nip it in the ass right then and there.
for sure.
So it doesn't turn into, you might not you, but you might scam one person, and then that one person might not tell me for 4 months or four
Right.
weeks, whatever. And then in the meantime, there's 13 other people that they scammed. It's like, all right, well, if I can at least get you guys in the habit of, hey, tell me if there's an issue, we'll mute you now. Now you can't get anybody else. And if you get screwed once, whatever, we'll make it right. But I think it's the members honestly giving us the feedback, like, hey, this guy's an issue. I haven't got tracking for this card or whatever.
Hell
And
yeah.
I think the other part of it too is we do have very strict rules. I mean, I know people think I'm a jerk, and I am fine with it because I don't. It's like the when I was talking to you, you probably heard it on the ball card show. People are like, "Oh, I'll pay him in 20. I'll pay him in 3 hours."
Yes.
Well, dipshit, it took you more time to write that message than it did for you to log into Venmo and hit send. So cut the bullshit. Like, let's just like, there's no
Dude,
reason for this. Like, I'd rather you just tell me you're broke. Like, that's fine. But
I
they don't need that. We don't need that nonsense.
and I love the fact that, like, because that you watch, that's probably gonna be, like, the lead off clip that I use when I post this because I couldn't agree more. Um, I've always thought that, when I heard you say that on the ball card show, I was like, "Dude, that is the most perfect analogy." All this bullshit, "I'm busy, I can't lie, I don't have a signal." Motherfucker, you just literally messaged me. I have no patience for that because, especially being so heavy in the flash culture, like, and I bank. So I banked for the last year and fucking chasing people, man. Like, dude, I fell asleep. No bullshit. You just claim 10, send the 10. If you're not, if you're going to claim more,
Yep.
okay, then wait. Dude, there's nothing that pisses me off. And it's a small amount of money typically, not always, especially with, when we're not paying in certain lines and stuff. But the amount of headache it gives me, I had hair before I started doing the shit's gone now because of banking. So I don't know. It's a trip, but like, yeah, dude.
My best friend, Wozniewski, who's in sick, you know, he's he's helped me with when we were doing flashes 3 nights a week, sorry, 3 times a night, every night, we had a list. Him and I would make bets, just fun, friendly bullshit back and forth on who we'd have to chase in the morning. And I would almost guarantee we probably batted like 900%
Dude,
because it was the same story every freaking night. And it's like 2 of them are gone now because, like, I don't wanna deal with you anymore, dude. Like, you're not cool, you're not better than anybody else. Just freaking send the money. Like,
yeah,
it's so simple, but it's the entitlement that people feel like they have because for some reason, and it's like, you no, you don't. Like, I'm not better than you, you're not better than me, your money's not better than mine. However many times you can make that work, everyone just wants the same goal, to get paid and to make money. Do your part. Send the damn money. Like,
yeah.
you played, grab your balls, be a man, send it. It's very simple. It's not hard.
Oh my god, I love it, dude. It's so true. I'd get hit with that all the time. Like, I could just see it. They're like, "Pff, huh, like, what the fuck do you mean, pff, huh? Send me the money. It's
Correct. Like,
simple.
it's
Because I'll call you out in a heartbeat. And now you look like an idiot.
people message me, and this is gonna sound terrible, but I don't mean it. I've had a few guys message me, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to bother you." What do you mean bother me? Like, what are you talking about bother me? "Oh, you're very busy." Dude, I run a fucking Facebook group. Of course I'm busy, but I want to be busy. If I'm not busy, like, that means the room sucks. So
That's
please
true.
message me. "Oh, I don't wanna bother you because oh, you forgot to I didn't get tracking." Good, get on my case about not giving you tracking because I get caught up in, like, I don't send tracking. I know that. Not everyone asks me for it, but it's like you gotta think back to the day you started. Like, the first day that you joined when I joined, it was, Mad Razzers. I joined that room 9 years ago, and I remember the first card I lined, the dude was in my inbox after he won it, like, 45 minutes later, "Do you have tracking?" "Nope, I'll have it tomorrow," the next day, like, when I did shipping, whatever. Now, 10 years later, it's like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot to do that part." Like, yes, there are still new people that they don't know who I am. They
Yep.
don't know who you are. So
Yep,
just because you have credibility doesn't mean you can be disrespectful to somebody else. Like,
for sure.
just especially with simple shit.
I
Send tracking, send the money.
Yeah, whether you're full-time or not, if
Yep.
you've lined a card, sold a card, it's a
Yep.
business. Act like it, act accordingly, and and that's why I'll take this moment to address, um, the last interview and video. I kinda got my feelings and kinda acted out a little bit. I apologize, everyone. You guys know, well, you might not know, but that's not me, but in general, my father-in-law owns a tree company, a very successful tree company. Um, People choose him not because he's the cheapest, but because of him. They show up, they leave the yard better than they can. All the stuff you're supposed to do.
Yep.
I try to mimic myself off of that, just even in interactions that aren't money. I want you to like me. You know what I mean? I don't want to be disliked. I don't care if you don't like me, but the goal is I'd rather be liked. So I try to act like that. People message me. I was one of the most responsive individuals in the collective for a long time, to where it got overboard, because none of the other admins would fucking ever answer anybody. So they just message me, and it's just like, for fuck's sake. But yeah, dude, I make money off of you guys. It's my job to respond, and
Correct.
it's nice to hear that, because yeah, we are busy. If I don't respond right away, I mean, give me a sec, but like, shit,
You texted my birthday, I'm not answering you.
right?
If I make a post that say I'm going on vacation, you message me, you're an idiot for not reading it. Like, but
Dig it.
I have I personally have whatever 15 other admins that if you don't know who are admins in the room, well, I'm sorry that you didn't click featured and see the paragraph that this long that has 30 names on it that you can message. But if you just message one guy, like, maybe try to message the second one because maybe they're busy, whatever. But no, I mean, sick. I'm not gonna say it's changed my life in like that way, but like it's been very good to me. So
Oh yeah,
why would I ignore you? Like what good is that and what's gonna make you want to play or even be a part of it?
right.
Um and that's kind of where I think I've changed over the last 3 years that I've gotten sober. Like, I know I used to be, or I probably still am, but I did it drunk, like a very reactive jerk with some people on situations. I blew off my top on times. I'm calmer now, but it's sick is at the point now where it's like, all right, not just worried about how my pocket's affected or how my admins or whatever. How can we help you guys all make money? And I think that is where some groups differ a little bit as far as like what their goal is. Is your goal my own pocket or is your goal everyone's pocket? I try to make it everyone's pocket where anyone can line, anyone can do whatever you want. I don't care if you have two lines up at a time. I don't care if you support. I would like you to, but if you have the good stuff, post it.
Hell
Get
yeah.
your reward. If you have the eye to buy the good cards, get your reward.
So what comes to mind is like less of like a room and more of, and not even a community per se, but like an ecosystem. That's kind of what comes to mind when you say that, and that's awesome, man. It's like everybody gets to eat. Why would I not want to be a part of that? I dig it. That makes all the sense in the world. Do
We
you think?
have oh god.
Oh, you go ahead.
We have 6 admins on the team that all run their own business outside the company.
Hell yeah.
And it's if, you know, I mean, I don't mind writing them off, but that's something that people even message me like, oh, well, they're not very active anymore, but they're good people. They are good, smart people in this hobby and
Mhm.
they're resourceful so that if I have a question, you have a question, the next guy has a question, I can get you your answer. You want to grade a card. One of my admins owns a massive grading company. Done. You want to get into doing consignment with some of the big companies. Okay. I don't have an account with them. Two of my admins do. I'll set you up with them, whatever. Hey, I need to move a card that I need to do a deal in Indiana. Okay. They're setting up at this show. Get a hold of him. They can have them ship it to them. We'll figure it out. And you can make it all work. It doesn't all need to be about lines, flashes, everything that's like that is corny, but I look at it more like a community.
Yeah. No. I mean, why would you not want to be a part of this vast network? I mean, I feel like I'm at it solo now. Like now I'm back to square one at card shows, um, because I'm not doing the lines and flashes thing. Which so let's talk about this. I went from being able to line cards at 20% over, 25% over, 50% over if I do a buyback, shit like that, flashing where I'm just making money hand over fist, to eBay fees, to having to buy tables, to
Yep.
and it's a trip because it's like smack right back to the real world. And it's like, damn, dude, really wish. So in my area, we have, it's not like yours, but it's still good. We have a great um hobby community here. But like I'm kind of solo, but Neo is local and I see him at shows and stuff. And like he's the biggest thing we got around here. The rest are just like awesome sellers, but they're not on social media and stuff like that. But I don't know any of them. I got nothing. So it's like super hard. So I was watching, yeah, was it yesterday or the day before, the ball card show. Now they are working with Geo
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sports card nonsense or
Yeah.
and
No, 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 SCM.
yeah, so I'm just sitting here like, fuck, dude, good for all of them. Like, just to build and build, to do that. And I don't see why there's not a way, to keep it going. I know people are giving everybody shit because all they're fanatics or whatever. Like, I'd do that in a heartbeat. Well, I tried, but they kicked me out because of talking shit about the repacks. Good God, man. I keep putting my foot in my mouth and having anyways, the point I'm trying to make is yeah, you to network is the way, and it's awesome to see that guys aren't just like, hey, I know a guy that'll buy your $100 card, but I know a fucking guy who owns a grading card company. That's a card grading company. That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, Corey, the card care lab. I mean, I meet people at shows that have no clue about sick, but mention working it, and even Walden does grading. And like, there's just the ad. Like some people when they look at the room, I don't look at the room as like, how can all the admins make me money? They make money on their own. Like if
Right.
they want to utilize the room to make money, fine. But they're doing it on their own, and it's like now you're just resources. Like outside of being friends, like we're obviously friends, but
Yeah.
I call Colin and got a question. I call Zach. We figure it out. We bounce ideas of each other and just make it work. And
That's dope.
it's fun. You know, it's because if you think about it, how many people at a card show, how many vendors at a card show are not in Facebook rooms? There's a ton.
Probably, yeah, probably the majority, honestly.
I would agree with you on that. So to me, where my brain goes is okay, God forbid Facebook ever shuts down tomorrow,
Mhm.
whatever. How am I going to make money? How am I going to provide for Rachel? So I that's why I do the show part of it too. Also, be able to sell cards and stuff like that. But I think if you get so not narrow minded, but in that lane of just Facebook, and
Mhm.
you don't expand to what other options are out there, you're kind of bottlenecking yourself a little bit. Because if the Facebook rooms go away someday,
Mhm.
what's going to happen? What's going to happen to my business, if you
Yeah.
will? So I need to have other outlets.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Man, and that could honestly happen in a heartbeat. The way that, not saying that it's imminent, but like, uh, uh PayPal cracking down, Venmo cracking
Yeah,
down. Who knows what Meta's going to do? I know, like a lot of I'll see a lot of I'm sure it's the same way in your area. A younger 20s crowd. They'll set up. I rarely see them doing a lot of selling. Mostly, I see them doing a lot of buying. We
100%.
probably, yeah, we know who those dudes are. Though they're all on Instagram, fucking
Yep.
Instagram. But they don't fuck with Facebook. Like Facebook's for old people like me. And
Yep.
then
No, I
my
agree with you
son,
entirely.
yeah, and my son, they're like Instagram. What are you talking about? It's TikTok, and whatever weird apps they're doing. So you're right. A footprint, or at least a knowledge of what's going on, some kind of temperature gauge of the climate everywhere. Because then, um, the guys that own, whatever sports cards down the road that aren't on any of it, brick and mortar is tough, man, because they'll go in and they'll be like, well, I want to buy this card, whatever, it doesn't matter, but I can buy it for $100 on Facebook. you're gonna charge me 150 because you gotta keep the lights on, you gotta pay rent, or you gotta pay your, case fee, like, ah, it's tough, man. Have you ever owned a store?
I didn't own a store, but I was a front of house guy for 3 years?
Oh, that's right,
When I when I
I
left my
remember.
9 to 5, that was where I started doing it. Um, that's why I forget who was on there, but when they were talking about owning the store and allocation, that's where my brain was immediately like, "That's an uphill battle."
Yeah.
Because to get allocation now, it's nearly impossible.
Mhm.
And if you I mean, I don't know the exact number, just for easy conversation, if you don't have a couple $100,000 to float, you're in trouble. Like, you, because I know back in the day, you worked on terms. So you would, you know, Steven's card shop would put in for 8 cases of Bowman Chrome. Okay, you got 7. Hey, you owe us this money 15, 30, or 45 days after delivery. Well, now it's, okay, you want this many cases. All right, we're going to give you this many. You gotta pay for it now. You're
Mhm.
not gonna get the product for 4 months.
Yep,
So it's like,
and you gotta
alright,
buy this bullshit that nobody wants.
the handcuff deals, yep. But
Yeah.
I'm not on those phone calls anymore, so I don't know how much of those there are, but I
Right.
do know the first part of that. But if you just look at your average store, whether they have $1,000,000 or not, you gotta have a couple $100,000 liquid or on credit to float. And I don't know about you, but I don't wanna pay that
Mhm.
interest rate on,
No.
a couple $100,000 a month. And if you're not getting the product in waves, you're screwed because you can't run a brick and mortar store just on singles with no outlet electronically or online or like that. You don't have the customer base. Like,
Th Right. There
there's
couldn't.
probably a few that are gonna say you're wrong,
Yeah.
but I think it's for the mass majority of it, it's very hard to expect to have, $70,000 worth of business walk into your shop every day to
Right.
keep you running just on the singles market.
Right.
So you
Without a
need
doubt.
wax.
Yeah, my god, you have to, and we can take the tale of 2 card shops. I got one over here to the east of me, one to the west. I'm lucky, I have, like, 4 within, like, probably 10 square miles. That's pretty awesome for
Are
compared to
you
most
how far
people.
outside of Cleveland are you?
I'm in between Akron and Canton, so
Okay.
35 minutes.
Okay.
Um, and it's close enough to, be able to be familiar with all the places, in the area.
Sure.
So, um, but like, so you got one that's all old dudes and they almost never anything in there. Their shit's way too high. And then you
Yep.
got the one down the road where it's an aggressive guy who also is on social media. He buys from the guys that wait in line at Target for the Pokemon. I mean,
Oh
he's
god.
just very active. Will he's very into getting me things to line and flash,
Sure.
just because he's got to turn shit over and it's so crazy. But like that, and from what I see, is the anomaly. Like most places, not even like that. But then go up north, and it's just that's where everybody goes for all the hobby shit, like to buy wax. It's weird. It's almost like segmented around, at least around here, from what I see. I don't know. And then nobody wants repacks. It's crazy. So
That
what?
doesn't shock me entirely. Like, I don't even think if they did a repack in a brick and mortar store that would be successful. Like,
Mm,
that's hard.
I
Like,
agree.
at least online or with whatnot or the other things, like, there's if you watch it or whatnot, the big guys,
Hmm.
they bounce around every one of their streams, and I'm sure they are getting private emails saying, "Hey, whatever you hit, we'll buy back at 100%." Like, they're catering to their it's like being in a casino. They're catering to their customers. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm an A-list player that is at a casino, I know I'm getting all the perks, all the comps. Well, if
Hmm.
I'm an A-list buyer on a repack product on whatnot or Fanatics or whatever, I know those companies are gonna give me all the perks. 'Cause if I don't, your business is crushed. But
Right.
if you don't, like, and your name is attached to your bid, like, so you can know exactly who it is. Like, if that name changes, maybe they made a new one, but more likely than not, they just stopped buying from you.
Yeah.
And if they
Well,
go away, you probably are too.
so all right. I've asked a couple people this, and I really want to know what you think.
Uh-oh.
So well, no, just all right. So when Panini was at the helm, now, I mean, we'll see, but it appears the bigger breakers on Whatnot, on Fanatics, even on eBay Live, we know who they are. We know all the shit they pull all the time. Is there a chance they get loaded boxes?
I think it'd be the dumbest thing in the world for Tops or whoever's distributing the company to do that. I think it's a math play. They open up the most shit. Like, of course, they get the most expensive stuff.
Yeah.
I d- I'll answer this question in two parts. I'll pretend I'm Tops. How many employees does Tops have? I'd
Hmm.
have no idea the number, but I'm just going to say 5,000 just for an easy conversation.
Okay.
At some point, at least probably 100 or 200 of those employees have to know if somebody's getting a loaded box because they're filling out the fucking paperwork, like on where they're
Yeah,
going to be
for
distributed.
sure.
Within this year, like from now till next year, probably two of them are going to leave. And how many people do you think, like, if one of them leaves and they say, "Oh, screw Tops, I'm mad at Michael Rubin for screwing me over. I'm going to go blast him." He loses all credibility. So, one, they're making so much money. Why would they risk it? And now the other side of me, do they get loaded boxes? Like, as a consumer, I just think you're being a whiny bitch saying
Yeah,
that and
yeah,
wanting to cry about it.
yeah.
Because if you own a shop tomorrow, if you open a shop today and you get one case, you have one shot to pull that card. But a company like We the Hobby or Backyard, not a huge fan of what happened with them, but whatever, they get like 7,000 cases and
Right.
they're opening 10,000, whatever. I know I'm exaggerating, but they're opening so much more product. The math just makes sense that, yes, they are going to pull the best cards. But what I find funny is when the best cards get pulled, it's just those companies that like they'll announce when like when We the Hobby, I think it was We the Hobby, they pulled three of Cooper Flag's 101s. I think it was them. They pulled they pulled all three of them and people started complaining about, well, why didn't anybody talk about when the Con Knipple 101 got pulled? Like,
Right.
is it just that one card you're focused on? Because as a collector, sure, that's the one card you want, but there's a million other cards that get pulled that we magically forget about talking about. So
100%. Well,
you're
and
picking your argument.
without a doubt, because you do like we had a shop that it was one of the big Otani cards, with his home runs, that pulled it. And yes, there was a blurb on Instagram and on
Yep,
Facebook and shit, but we saw it. Oh fuck, wish I would have done it. And we scrolled right. You fucking attach Grant's name to that shit.
yep, yep.
Curtains.
People just
So
want to bitch. Yep.
I, it's fun every time I talk to one of you guys that makes sense and has of sound judgment in my head, I'm like, man, fucking, oh, these guys always get the fucking loaded boxes. I'll never get shit, blah, blah, blah. And then one of you guys come out here making all this damn sense. And I'm like, you're right. I forgot. It's a numbers thing.
Well, it's just it's the people that you meet them at shows like, oh yeah, I opened up 700 blasts and they never pull shit. Okay, well, go buy a hobby case. Like, then you're
Mm-hmm.
guaranteed to pull it.
Yeah.
But see, where the argument's going to change then is they get that case, instead of getting the Tom Brady Kaju, they're like, oh, I got the Terrell Davis Kaju. That
Yeah.
sucks. Well, a month ago, you were bitching about not pulling a Kaju. Now you pull it, and now you're bitching about the players. So,
Fuck yeah.
sure, if you want to get the boxes, hey, you open this up, jackass, it's going to be the Tom Brady 101 Kaju. You're not gonna have enough money to buy it because the next guy that's richer than both of us is gonna swoop in and take it.
Yep.
So, just people like to bitch.
Dude, for sure. And I do too. Like, dude, I did almost 10 in the army, man. A bitching soldier is a happy soldier. I'm a fireman now. We bitch about everything. Greatest job in the world. Fucking greatest job in the world. We bitch about our raises.
Yep,
We bitch about not getting fires. We bitch about getting fires. We bitch about
yep,
everything.
correct. Helps you
That
get through the day.
100%. So we went over a lot of stuff. I kind of jumped around, but like it's interesting because you being around. It's rare that I get somebody that's involved both in the digital and then the real world side. So it's kind of cool for me, especially somebody that knows somebody. So with where you're at and where your head's at right now, where do you think sports cards are headed over the next few years. Do you think that we're going to continue just growing as it is? Do you think it's going to get, just completely choked out by TCG, or like, what's your thoughts on all this?
So if we're dividing the two, I think the main thing right now that's keeping like if re I know we joked with sorry, but if repacks go away tomorrow, and I don't think they're going to, I think that is going to be a hard reset as far as what we view the hobby to be. Because I think there are, which is smart, a lot of people that are in the hobby now because they know, hey, if I go to this show and I go to Steve's table and I find one of these 30 cards and I can buy it at 87% that repacker B is going to give me 93, I am making money. There's
Yep.
no risk whatsoever. When you take that guaranteed profit out of the game, I think is where things are going to start to change a lot. That could be in a month. Well, it won't be in a month, but who knows when that's going to be because the repacker game is so strong right now. It's hard to even see it. I think I've said it's going to be over in 6 months, probably 3 years ago. And I've been wrong every time I've said it. So I'll probably
Right.
be wrong another 12 times. As far as the TCG market,
Hmm.
if how long have you been in cards?
Oh shit. I started in fifth grade. I probably took a break from 2004 to 2012 ish.
Perfect. So you were on Facebook in 2015 to
Oh
before
yeah.
COVID then.
Oh yeah.
How often in when we were in before COVID, the most one of the most popular things that people would post is I'm buying at 80%. If you make that post today in a card community room at 80%, you are laughed at up, down, left, and right. You're thrown out of the club.
Yep.
But you can do that, and you can do that in the TCG market. You
Mhm.
you can do the 60, you can do the 70. So there's
Well,
actually legitimate money to be made. Because like even before COVID, before the repacker game started, everyone was willing to sell at 80%. Now, granted, the market was higher with high pop sorry, the floor was higher on higher pop cards, like a Zion Williamson Prism
right.
was through the
Gotcha.
roof. But so it was easier to sell at 80%. But now if you try to sell at 80% or try to buy at 80%, you're screwed. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to buy anything unless you're buying used dog shit. And I
Mm.
genuinely mean that. You're buying the scrub of the scrub, but you can do it with Pokemon. That certainly, I've even seen it change. You go up to some shows 6 months ago and they're like, "Hey, I'll buy 10 of these slabs. We can get to like 80, 82." Well, I kind of want to be close to 87 now. Before it was okay, 80, great. So if that ever creeps up to the same game as sports cards, we'll see.
I
But the repacking game, it's if that is here to stay, that is going to control the market because they need the product more than you and I do as a collector, and
for
they're gonna
sure.
have to pay for it. They're gonna have to
Yeah.
pay for it.
I see it similar to, like, because I've collected sealed wax of all sorts, not
Okay,
just Pokemon, for a long time. And trying to acquire product versus the guy who's buying for the rip and shippers. It's the same idea for repacks. And I'm very in tune with the repack world just because that's really where I got my card start, besides being just an average collector. Um,
sure.
so the numbers do seem to be heading towards that. And you're right. Coming to 80%. The last time I messaged somebody or somebody messaged me, thank God you've built your name up enough to where, like, people will just message you cards. That makes shit a lot
100%.
easier.
Yep.
But then they're smarter now, like, not smarter. They fucking know they can get more. Shit, guys are paying damn near 100% for certain liquid cards.
100%. And
Yeah.
I just did a deal with a guy, and it was in that number. But I have bought in cards off him for the last 6 years,
Hmm.
and he's not a big Facebook guy. And I flat out told him, "You can get more for this here. I'd rather just deal with you."
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
a relationship side of it, but that doesn't happen every day.
Right.
So when you go into a show though, whoever go into a show and you wanna buy, 90% of these vendors have 4 to 6 repack guys that they know, hey, is Bob the Builder coming to the show today? Is Steve the repacker coming? Is Carl the Pokemon guy coming?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, I'll send a text. Hey, you're gonna be here. If once you get close enough with them, I mean, I can't pull it up because I'm using my phone, but you can see the sheet for what they're paying,
Yep.
and they'll show it to you. Hey, I need between 100, I need between $1 and $30 PSA slabs. I can pay you 98%. And it's not because they want to pay 98%. It's because they've made an agreement with
Mhm.
company A or B. I know the
Yep.
names, I'm not going to say them.
Yep.
You need to supply me $500,000 a week or a month or a year, not a year, but you know what I'm saying,
Yep.
of this product. And the other flip side too, it's not to go on a tangent, those companies that pay so strong, we talk about social media, you talk about influencers, you talk about all like recording everything. Any one of those big buying companies screw one person on video and it gets blasted and goes viral, you're done. Like
Yep.
you can't recover from that because there's so many cancel culture people
Yeah.
that if you make one mistake, I don't care if it's the most honest mistake in the world, you're gonna have to battle with 50% of people that are gonna be like, no, no, bring him down, drill him into the ground,
Yep.
put him in the casket.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
That's
That's
man,
just it's nuts.
so true. And then and for a guy like Boston Card Hunter, and I don't take this the wrong way, but like not you, but him, if he would were to hear it, he's the guy I'd be like, oh, this motherfucker's got a goddamn body camera on him. I gotta be careful what I even say. It's we gotta, these private investigators that not him. Now I'm just kind of talking about other people, but like they're looking just to fuck with people. Nobody likes the
100%.
machine. Everybody's upset, or somehow somebody wronged them, so they're gonna wrong. It's fucking crazy, dude. This hobby is wild.
I mean, look at the meta glasses now. How many of that
I
walk around with those? And
dude.
they'll try to set you up. Like
Yep.
they absolutely will try to set you up so that they can get you on camera doing something wrong or whatever.
Hell yeah.
And it's scary,
Yeah.
but it's also there's we're talking about the like the
Yeah.
5% of bad. There's a lot of good that comes out of it. Like a lot of the content guys, some of the stuff that they do is awesome. Like
Absolutely.
whether it's fake or whatever, I sit there and watch it every fucking night, and we probably all do.
Yep.
So
If
good, they're good at their job.
when I don't care how fake it is, when them little kids win at the card
Yeah,
table,
exactly,
I
exactly,
watch it
exactly.
all day. I can't help it because, but I've seen it with my own eyes. My son is 11, and every time he comes with me, and a lot of times he doesn't want to come because he knows I'm fucking ignoring him and I'm
Yep,
locked in on shit. And I like Pokemon. He can't stand the shit. So
yep,
like, um, and he's a basketball and football card guy, but every time we go, vendors are awesome to him. Most of them,
yep,
genuinely, and so we can say it's fake or whatever, but I love seeing that. I love seeing all of it, and the same with our hobby in our rooms, like the charities, the goodwill. Like, how many times have you seen somebody just say they're looking for whatever, and somebody ends up just hooking them up instead of selling
yep,
it? Like, there is so much good
yep,
with it.
yep.
Um,
And you can you can do a ton of like there's endless possibilities within the Facebook stuff as far as like doing. We raised money for Mike Marshall's son's classmate just recently, and I don't want to get into it, but one of our admins recently lost his wife 2 years ago. We raised a lot of money for him when that's looking around the show. There's there's power in these rooms as far as it can be used for a good thing.
Hell yeah,
Um, what I was gonna say, have you ever seen Bearded Dad, the Pokemon guy?
absolutely.
Okay. I know nothing about Pokemon. I have 30 Pokemon slabs where if you come up to my table and say, "Hey, I want the Charizard 151," I'm like, "Cool. Which one is it? Point to it, because this is just a math game to me. So please tell me which one that is." I will watch his videos for like 45 minutes at a night because he is just an awesome guy. And I'm like, I even asked my wife, I'm like, how do I get into this chat? Can you figure out how to get into this chat where you can donate to the little kids that run up here? Because
Hell
that would
yeah,
be me. I'd
yeah,
watch it like, all right, I'll give that kid $50. That's cool. Like, make his day, like, whatever. But it's a great,
it
we're in a
is.
great spot, I think, for the hobby.
I agree, And with all that being said, think about all the guys that we don't even know that they're taking all their base, all the breakers, all the whoever, and they go to the children's hospital and they give
I
in. We
love it.
never even see that shit. So like there is a ton of good.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So wow, shit. That was quick. I'm just looking at the clock. I feel like we've been talking for like 10 minutes. It's been an hour.
Oh shit. I don't even see a clock, but
Yeah, I got a timer. Do you think do you think Facebook do you think the groups will live, or do you think we're getting running close to hitting the sandbar?
I think they are going to transition to more buy sell trade than the line stuff.
Okay.
Um, just for going back, as long as the repack part of the game stays around, I think the lining and I don't mean flash line, I mean actual RAS, whatever. I think that'll always be less of an option because just back to what we talked about earlier, why would I line a card when I can just go sell it to you for 98%?
Yeah.
What's the value there? Like,
Yeah.
why are you asking me to do all this work for 2%? Like
Yep.
that's
Yep.
that can be tricky. Um, but I do think the rooms will always be around because it's just like why are casinos never gonna this? Everyone likes to gamble. Like there's
Oh yeah.
always gonna be that type of thing. Everyone likes to gamble. That is what it is. And that's what some of these rooms are with these cards. You're gambling on a card. Like that's it is what it is. Whether it's a flash line or whatever, people like to take their shot. You know, you're a guy, you work with a bunch of firefighters, maybe not on cards, but the guys you work with, they sports bet. They probably just bet on this West Virginia Troy game, maybe not
Fucking
college.
A,
You get what
baby.
I'm saying? You're
Yep.
talking about lines all day long. You're men. We're your guys.
Yep.
We like to drink beer and sports bet.
Dude,
It just
I sat there. We were waiting for whoever was cooking, and I explained to them random.org and what a
yep,
OG line is,
yep.
and we just fucking bet on nothing, just a cash game. And then they're like, "Can we just do this?" I'm like, "Dude, we do cash games all the time." Like, yes, fucking terrible.
Well, but that's just that's what and I love women in the hobby, but they are way smarter than we are. But
Yeah,
guys like to gamble. That's
yep,
just it is what it is. So
yeah,
yes, there's always going to be that part for Facebook and stuff like that. But I think if we went back to pre-COVID where everything was on the line, no,
yeah,
I don't think that that's sustainable because that's just crazy. That's why also I like to do the shows and eBay and everything else because if it ever doesn't stay where it is, I wanna have other outlets. Like, I wanna
yeah,
be able to I don't want to have to start from scratch, like, "Hey, I get into a show tomorrow."
yeah.
I wanna have those reputations, and you get I think doing shows I don't think it's I don't think it's a bad thing to actually have a face-to-face human interaction with
Amen.
somebody as opposed to doing everything over a phone call or, via Facebook Messenger every day. Like you go to a show and you see kids literally looking down and I'm in a wheelchair. They'll walk right into me and like one, they don't even say, excuse me, not a big deal, whatever. But they don't know how to actually look up and talk to somebody. Like
Yeah,
they need that. Like,
yeah. I agree,
you need
man.
to learn how to say hi, shake somebody's hand,
Hell yeah,
negotiate a little bit.
Sh-
Like,
shaking somebody's hand.
yeah, exactly.
Good lord. And when you're invested when you're face to face, if you know what I'm getting at,
Yep,
your
absolutely.
your big hobby persona isn't there when we're in front of each other, I mean,
Yep.
I guess it could be, but like in general, you're just a dude, I'm a dude, we're trying to get something done.
Like,
Um,
and that could go both ways. You can go
yes.
good way or it can be like, "Hey, this kid's actually a dickhead." Like,
Oh,
he used
100%.
his, "Oh, I run 6 sports cards. You deserve to" like, fuck this kid. Get him out of my face.
Right.
Like, I don't wanna
Right.
deal with him. So,
For
you
sure.
need to have that personal, quote, unquote, "real life" interaction with people.
Hell yeah. I agree, man. So I guess I got one more for you, and I mean, this is probably a tough one off the rip. But just do the best you can with it. If someone came to you and they said, I want to stay in this hobby for like the next 10 years, I want to stick around, I want to make this my thing. What are some rules or advice you would give them?
Find a lane that you are excited about or find a sport that you're excited about. Find a price range that you're comfortable with. Be honest and don't get out of that because I think that there's a especially in the male side of this, there's a jealousy factor that comes into this. Steve might put up his PC and it's all $200 cards. Well, then Steve interviews Ryan Durkee, and Ryan puts his up there, and it's all $400 cards. And Ryan gets off, and Ryan goes on. He talks to random Facebook negotiator, YouTube sensation guy, and it's all $10,000 cards. And then Ryan's like, "Oh, I want one of those $10,000 cards." Well, I just misbought it. Now I pissed away $2,000, lost money. Just stay in your lane. Like, cool is making money. Cool is not having a casino chip, because that's what these cards are. They're casino chips. They're not putting money in your bank. They're just symbol statuses, if you will. When you actually cash them in, you sell them, then you make money. So just be honest, stay in your lane. Don't worry about what else is doing. Do your own thing and make your own money.
Dude, that was awesome. Dude, that was sweet as fuck, man. That was a fucking commercial. Holy shit. Wow. Hey, man. Wow.
I legitimately I'm working with 2 kids out of Connecticut, and I tell them that almost weekly over the phone, because they're like, "Oh, I want to go buy this. I want to go buy this." Why? What? Josh, I love you. I'm not making fun of you. Why do you give a fuck what Josh Roth is showing on his screen? He plays in a pool that we don't play in. Watch the videos, have fun, laugh, wish him well. Stay in your own fucking lane.
Fuck, that's true. It's
Just
hard. It's so hard, dude.
it is hard. That's why people go broke.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
You want the one-up disease? Have it. You're gonna go
Nah,
broke.
the one-up disease. The hell yeah, dude.
Every guy has it, but have your one-up disease. You buy 1 Coke, I'll buy 2. You don't need to buy a Ferrari, and then I need to go buy 10 of them.
No shit.
Just stay in a little, stay not even humble. Like, every guy's gonna be arrogant, but just stay in your lane, with that cap. Just take it and go. Don't try to make it too much more than this.
Yeah. No,
But
fuck yeah, man. No, that's beautiful. That's honestly great fucking advice. And oh boy, I'm gonna try to stick. It's hard though, man. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't venture into I'm a sucker for, not always, but I've been known to get in the dick waving contests.
oh God, yeah.
Fucking sucks to lose those.
And this is where I'm not trying like that. We talked about this before we went live. I just don't care anymore. Like that. And
Hell yeah.
it's not that I don't care about you. You could come up to me with $1 billion. I don't fucking care. I care about how are you to talk to face, because as coins, well, actually, this is going to be even funnier. I'm going to say this. We put our pants on the same way in the morning. We actually don't, because
Right.
I'm in a wheelchair, so mine going differently. But 99.9% of the people put their
Right.
pants on the exact same. So who the fuck cares?
Hell
Just,
yeah.
I'm 40 years old. I'd
Yep,
rather be friends with you and talk about random bullshit.
for sure.
I don't care how much money you've made. Good for
Fuck
you.
yeah.
You can't die with it. It means nothing.
Amen. Dude, that's so true. Hell yeah. Hey, thank you so much for doing this,
Oh,
man.
of course,
Truly,
dude. I appreciate you.
I appreciate it. I wasn't sure what to expect. Just no, but this is perfect. I mean, honestly, I had a bunch of questions, but it's always so much easier to just listen and go off of that. And like, you guys have a lot of experience. I'm not full time in it, and it's almost, I'm back to square one listening to some of you guys, because you're just so entrenched in my lane. I stay in my lane, which is talking to you guys, talk about your lane. I mean,
Oh,
that's
dude, I watched a lot of I went back, I think it was probably like 7 of these and I honestly, I texted my buddy, but I also had to conversation with my wife. I was like, I think this is going to be a very interesting interview in a good way, because we have a very similar personality as far as there's no sugarcoating. Even when you first messaged me, you're like, "Oh, let's do this." I'm like, you're like, "Yeah, we're not going to do the oh, what's the term? Hey, how you doing? How'd you lunch?" I'm like, "We're just gonna nip that out." I'm like, thank God. I don't need to talk about me going to a card show. Let's
yeah.
just get into the good shit that people actually care about.
Well, yeah, that's what I want. And I mean, there's so many things people want to care. People want to know, what do you think about repacks? What does Ryan Durkee? What do you think about PS? Okay, here's a good one. Fucking, are you subbing to PSA still?
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, right?
yeah. You're gonna hit me up on it. tell me to
Go
shut up here. The
no, go,
people
go,
that
go.
the the people that bitch about the cost of PSA are just bitching to
Yep,
bitch because if PSA tomorrow came out and said, "Hey, the value bulk is going to show up at $50 a card," you know, that's what we're going to charge to even grade the base Drake May rookie cards. So you want to do bulks only $50 a card, and people are like, $50 a card, that's fucking bullshit. Blah blah blah. Okay, sure. Arena Club, Courtyard, We the Hobby, I don't know, any of the major breaking companies. Now their floor is gonna raise to $50 a card or 60 or whatever,
yep.
and they're gonna be paying you that because you know what? The people that run the game need the fucking inventory. So
Amen.
just pay the money, the floor's gonna come up, and then we're talking about, $25. 55, then you're gonna be like, no big deal, whatever. They need the fucking cards. Just pay the money, get them the cards.
Hell
They're
yeah.
going to make you money, hand over fist. Just do the damn work.
Dude,
But people just want to bitch.
yeah, I mean,
It,
I think a lot of us, like, I made a joke about, subbing, like, everybody's like, "Oh, they're fucking they're not accepting, they're shut down." No, the fuck they're not. Their EBT section shut down.
yeah,
They're
exactly.
fucking
Yes.
you know what I mean? And, like,
Yep.
I got some, they're like, "Man, you can't say that, so you can't say it that way." I'm like, "But I got the point across." You see what I mean? Like,
The value, like if you're in this hobby, like I know a very good friend of mine, he probably subs close to 3,000 cards a month at the value bulk level. And the reason why he does it is
fuck.
because sure, he's got to pay the 18, $20,000 credit card bill. But then as soon as he gets his grades, he clicks 2,900 accept offers and he just made $10,000
And
on the
shit,
cards.
right?
And
Right.
it's like, oh yeah, he could wind up paying $20,000, but he sure as hell not whining when his bank account has an extra 10 grand in it.
Yeah, no shit.
Um, Now, sure, they're delayed. No big deal. Everybody has low end cards nowadays. So for the next 5 months, sure, PSA 9 floors are going to raise a little bit. Actually, probably longer because you're probably going to get cards back. They shut it off June 2nd. So you're probably going to get cards back up until probably February, probably Super Bowl year
Yeah.
or Super Bowl time frame. You're going to get the bulk that they just got in. So I would say next spring there'll probably be a shortage of PSA 9, like not PSA 9s, but base paper, base
Yeah.
prism shortage on those.
Yep.
Just fucking charge more.
Yeah.
They're gonna need the cards. Like,
Yeah.
just it is what it is. But yeah, no, people
Dude.
they like to complain. I just want to add this. What I always love is when people complain about upcharges.
Oh, oh my God, don't even fucking get me started on that.
You're complaining because another I don't do I agree with what they're doing? No. But I'm not gonna sit here and whine about it. Like, sure, you're gonna charge me $300 more to grade this card. Does it suck? Yes.
At
Does
the
it really
moment,
suck? It's going on
no.
a credit card. It's going on a credit card that I'm not paying interest on for 30 days, and you're just pretty much guaranteeing me an extra, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, $3,000.
Fucking A.
Thank you. I'll
Yeah.
gladly pay that 3,000 or $300 add-on.
Yeah. It sounds like a
But
pimp tax. I'll take the pimp tax. Come on.
yeah, yep.
It, I don't know.
I get when people are saying when they're like, "Oh, why does it cost more to grade one card versus another?" I get that side of it. But
yeah.
that one card doesn't get you the same amount of money the next card does. So
Right. Right.
everyone's got to eat. Like,
It,
and
yes. Yeah. And if if you hate it that much, then why aren't
don't
you
do it.
subbing to somebody else?
Yep. Yep. It-
It's fucking simple.
Send it to Beckett, and you'll figure out why you don't. When somebody's like, "Well, I value
100%.
Beckett. It's 60% what a PSA 10 does."
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go back to PSA.
Yeah. All day, man. All day. Like, fucking dude, I get it, man. I don't want to fucking.
Yep.
I wish we had more options, but we don't. But bottom line is bottom line.
And the funnier part about it too is it's you and I's fault.
All day. Fucking all day.
We're bitching about this, but it's like, well, me, you, the collectors, it's our fault.
Yep.
We're the ones paying this in the
Yep.
repack game. And they're like, so the flow of the money, at the end of the day, we only have ourselves to blame.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It was
if
without
you
a doubt.
like, yep, if you wanted to end it, you can convince all whatever 10 million people in the car world, hey, don't buy anything this week. Good luck doing that.
Yeah, good exactly. Hell yeah. No, dude, seriously, thank you so much. Like, you know, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you are a busy dude, but you want to be busy. I hope that guys can see like the bigger names in the hobby are still approachable. Send them a message, hit them up, ask them for, you know, some advice, because everybody I've talked to so far, like yourself, has been super helpful. So I
Of course, man. Thank
appreciate
you
it.
for having me.
Absolutely.